On this day in 1997, Henrik Larsson signed for Celtic. Celtic was not a happy place in the summer of 1997. Rangers had just equalled their proud record of 9 league titles in a row, and the club seemed to have imploded in the aftermath. Tommy Burns had been sacked, Paul McStay retired through injury, and the three amigos of Van Hooijdonk, Cadet and Di Canio were either gone or working their way out. Fans despaired of stopping the dreaded 10 and were questioning the whole McCann project, despite the visible evidence of the 2 new giant stands that dwarfed the old main stand and the work soon to begin on completing the new stadium. Into the chaos came an amiable Dutchman, relentlessly mocked by David Murray's media poodles for his 70s perm and little better than average managerial record. But Wim Jansen was a veteran of 2 World Cup finals and knew a thing or two about football. Johan Cruyff once said Jansen was one of only 3 people in the world it was worth talking to about the game. He knew how to spot a player too, and returned to former club Feyenoord to bring in a player he had originally signed from Helsingborg, Henrik Larsson. Anyone who had been paying attention knew of the dreadlocked Larsson, who had been a standout for the Sweden side that finished third in the 1994 World Cup. But he was very much an unknown quantity for most Scottish football fans. Fortunately, Jansen knew all about him and the release clause in his contract. After a courtroom battle when Feyenoord initially refused to allow Larsson to join Celtic, a judge ordered the activation of the release clause, and on the 25th of July, a smiling Larsson was introduced to Celtic fans who had no idea of the impact he would have on Scottish football. He didn't make the greatest of starts. Just on as a substitute at Easter Road on the first day of the season, he played a stray pass to the feet of Chick Charnley, who strode forward before unleashing an unstoppable long-range shot into the Celtic net. Worse was to follow when Dunfermline won 2-1 at Celtic Park the following week, before Larsson scored an own goal in a UEFA Cup qualifier against Tirol Innsbruck to put Celtic, already trailing from the first leg, in all kinds of trouble. He then produced a superb second-half performance as Celtic won through in a seesaw contest reminiscent of the Partizan Belgrade match in 1989, but with a happier ending. As Jansen's new team began to come together, performances and results improved, and Larsson scored his first league goal with what would become a signature diving header in a 2-0 win over St Johnstone at McDiarmid Park. Forming productive strike partnerships with Simon Donnelly and even the much maligned Harold Brackback, Larsson fired Celtic to the title and capped it off with a superb curling shot to open the scoring against St Johnstone the day the league was won. What might have been if Jansen had stayed at Celtic will never be known, but the club endured 2 difficult seasons in the wake of his departure in 1998, and disaster struck the by now talismanic Larsson in a UEFA Cup tie against Lyon in October 1999, with a career-threatening double leg break. Incredibly, he returned to competitive action on the last day of the season in May 2000 and scored for Sweden against Italy in that summer's European Championships. It was following Martin O'Neill's arrival that same summer that the man became a legend, as his 53 goals fired Celtic to their first treble in over 30 years, and Dick Advocaat's bank-busting team were left toiling in their wake. He finished that season as Europe's top goalscorer, becoming the first Scandinavian player to win the Golden Boot. Larsson's legendary chip against Rangers in August 2000 was an epoch-defining moment in time that signalled the beginning of Celtic's domination of Scottish football that continues to the present day. Possibly simultaneously the best and worst moment of Larsson's Celtic career was the UEFA Cup final in Seville, when he twice hauled them level, only for the game to slip away as Bobo Balde was red-carded in extra time. We all knew Henrik was leaving at the end of season 2003-04, but it didn't make it any easier to take, as, after his goals sealed the League and Scottish Cup double, he bowed out with an emotional tribute match against Sevilla. Now the third top scorer in Celtic's history, with 242 goals in 315 games, behind only Jimmy McGrory and Bobby Lennox, it was difficult to tell if the player or the fans were the more distraught. After leaving in 2004, Henrik Larsson confirmed his standing with a game-changing contribution to Barcelona's Champions League triumph in 2006, setting up both goals as they came from behind to beat Arsenal 2-1. We didn't know how lucky we were the day Henrik Larsson arrived at Celtic, but we did know long before he left, and the passage of time has only seen his legend grow. Take it from someone who was there. He really was that good.